In this video, we're going to dive into the top 3 opportunities to make money online for Q4 2024. Now, this is a training that I recently did. The feedback for it was really, really solid within our private members community. So I wanted to share onto my channel. These are the 3 biggest opportunities in Q4 2024 that have existing demand, so they're already in demand, and they have problems that you can solve. I'm going to show you how you solve these problems. Now, one of the biggest ones is with the rise of Skool and digital products. So if you haven't come across Skool yet, it is the digital education platform run by Alex Hormozi and Sam Ovens. And they really focus on monthly recurring revenue, creating, yes, content, but also the community element in there as well. A bit of a combination of the two. So the rise and the push of this, they're pushing really hard. They're marketing hard. They're getting lots and lots of people on board. I think there's thousands upon thousands of users, and they've got millions in annual recurring revenue already. So there's a huge push into this space. Now, this is where the opportunity lies for you. Lots of these people want to run these systems. They want to have Skool communities. They might have a high ticket offer and they wanted to diversify and have a Skool community and use it as lead generation for themselves. But they aren't really sure how to build that monthly recurring revenue. They want to, the demand is there, but they don't know how to do it. And the rise and the launch of Skool has shown the demand. So we already know that that's there. They need help with building the programs. They need help creating sales funnels and running campaigns. They've signed up for Skool, so they're on the platform. The demand is there. They want to launch a community, but they've got no idea how to actually do this. They don't know how to bring people into it, right? They've got digital products or they've got a high ticket program, but they never know how to bring people in and actually fill that product up. That's the problem that we can solve. Now, the situation it presents quite a significant problem. Most of the top performers, so there's something called the Skool Games on Skool, where every month those who have created the most monthly recurring revenue are featured on a leaderboard. Now, this leaderboard is heavily publicized of look how well this person's doing, but there's a few things they never actually tell you. And this is that most of the leaders in the Skool Games, most of them, not all of them, most of them, had an existing audience. They already had an email list. They had followers. They already had digital products. That was already pre-built. They just transferred the monthly recurring revenue to the platform and they're then featured on the leaderboard. The numbers primarily reflect converting their email list into subscribers. That's all they're doing. They're not getting new customers. So even the winners, even the ones on the leaderboard doing the best, they don't know how to bring in customers for this type of offer or ascend them into a high ticket product. They don't know how to do it. Now, we have all the mechanisms to solve these problems. You can offer a done for you build out with the ladder funnel structure. If you don't know what that is, look at the other videos on my channel where I describe it in more detail. You can offer this priced at $7,500 and a percentage of ongoing sales. All the monthly recurring revenue you build, the high ticket back end, you can get a percentage of that every single month. So the opportunity is there for you. They don't know how to bring people on board. They don't know how to make sales. You can do this with a ladder funnel, the same system we've been using for years with this. That's the key. How do you implement this system? Well, this is where it gets quite interesting. First of all, we want to build and conceptualize a customized ladder funnel for the client's business. Now, what is a ladder funnel? Briefly, it's where you have an intro product where you're getting that buying decision on a lower priced product to introduce them to the prospect or the client's world. They want buyers, not leads. They want buyers. It's a different type of lead, entirely different value, right? It's much more valuable. So we have these intro products and they ascend through on the funnel, they ascend into other products. So the average order value for order bumps with one-time upsells, which is the Skool community, it stacks up. So they're running these funnel systems. The person buys one product and buys 2 or 3 other products at the same time. Why? Because the buying decision, the biggest decision to actually buy something, has already been made. It's a much smaller, easier decision to make to add more things on once you have already made the decision to buy. So the ladder funnel works really well. Now, why would we use this? Well, the ladder funnel helps them break even on ad spend. What do I mean by this? Well, they can run paid advertising all day long. They can spend 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000 per day on ads. but get that 1,000 back in the very same day. So they break even on it, right? There's no lag time between the investment in paid ads and getting those funds back. It's instant. This changes the psychology of running those ad campaigns because they no longer have to think, well, I've got to invest 5,000, I've got to budget 5,000 for ads this month. No, every day they get that money back. So they can spend 1,000 tomorrow, get 1,000 back tomorrow, plus leads for the high ticket, buyer leads for the high ticket product, or the monthly recurring revenue building up like a snowball. They get this benefit. So they can be far more aggressive with paid ads because they're not at risk, right? They're not having to invest and think, well, I might lose this 5,000. No, it breaks even every day. It comes back to them as their monthly recurring revenue builds. So they can be far more aggressive than they would be, which creates a perfect storm for them. They love this idea. If they can build their monthly recurring revenue at no cost, they want to be aggressive. If they can bring in customers, buyers, people who have pulled out their credit card and actually bought something from them, and then ascend those people into the high ticket product with no cost, music to their ears, right? Now, the question is, we have intro products and order bumps. How do we create those? Most business owners don't want to spend the time doing so. Now, we can use AI to create these products. Now, we're not just going to use any old product. It has to complement. The way a ladder funnel works is if the Skool community is about lead generation or running paid ads, let's say, as an example. If that is their primary focus, the intro product should be the outlined steps of how they run those paid advertising campaigns. And then the community is the coaching side. So we can help you run those paid ads. The high ticket is we can run them for you. So everything is a straight line, all complements each other. This means it all has to be relevant. If there's a mismatch, it's not going to sell. So it has to be all the same. So how do we do this? Well, we take their core offer, the primary offer, and we build a streamlined version of this. When we build that streamlined version, we want to cover the key aspects, but how do we do this quickly without having to go through all their programs? We can use AI. Now, if you ask ChatGPT to create an intro product for you on nothing, it's going to produce nonsense. You have to feed it enough data. Well, in order to get that data, we have to watch hours and hours of video. Not anymore. There are other AI platforms out there. One is, for example, it's called Poppy. And what it allows you to do is download multiple different videos, like 8 to 10 different videos, if not more. And this could be all of their modules in their core program. We can then tell it to learn all the videos, learn what's in every one of those videos at the one time and create a condensed version. Then we have the data input for ChatGPT to create the intro product as if we were in the brain of our client. Think about how fast we can create then, right? How good that intro product is, simply because we can learn from their videos so quickly. It's almost like we're in their brain. What an incredible offer for them then, right? So we can create those additional products, which allows them, they all want to run the ladder funnel. The intro products are the holdup. They don't want to create new things, but we can do that for them, all using AI. That's the magic. We can then develop back-end email sequences using AI once again and their data. With the platform, the data we have pulled from our programs, we can use that to build email sequences that nurture, and they're all completely automated. We can create ad creative and ad copy using AI as well. And then that's the build out process for 7.5K. We can then manage their campaigns on a monthly basis for a commission, or we can do it for a monthly retainer fee. This is the entire system. You take this system and you go to these communities, you go to these school group owners, and you offer to implement this for them. There's such a problem in the market, and this is the solution. Hopefully you can see how powerful this actually is. Now, the key to success here lies in implementing these systems within the client's business, allowing you to reap the rewards without too many clients. You don't want to have 100 clients, right? You want to diversify so you can go into different markets. So when things like Forex boom, you can have a Forex offer, a dating offer. You can have lots of different offers in different markets so that when they boom, you can ride the wave. If one struggles, the other ones can pull you up as well. Depends on economic volatility and economic conditions, right? But you can engineer that environment by doing this. If you get 3 clients that pay you $10,000 per month, and that sounds crazy, but it's more than possible, you build a strong foundation of $30K per month. How do you do this? by making other people money. How do you make other people money? You use this system. That's the difference. This gives you a huge opportunity in the market, and the magic here is in these funnel systems. Mastering them gives you a service that nobody else can compete with. Now, the second offer here is high ticket sales with break even mechanics. So the first one focused on building that monthly recurring revenue within a Skool community, and of course, optionally ascending them into a high ticket offer. This one is if the business owner primarily focuses on high ticket sales. Many of them do. So, as the economy tightens, high ticket sales become more challenging. Cash flow isn't as vast at this moment in time, right? That means if you're DMing people, trying to get people on sales calls, or that's what the client is doing, it's going to be difficult to do it because your market size is getting smaller based on affordability, and you're trying to get cold prospects onto a call. Less prospects, larger market means it's squeezed. So you're trying to get cold prospects onto a call. What if you had an internal audience of warm customers, but I'm not competing for attention anymore? I'm not trying to compete for exposure on Instagram, TikTok, and such. I'm not trying to do that. What if I had my own audience? What if I owned that audience? What if that audience paid monthly to be within that community? Now you've got their attention, right? And attention is the king of everything. Now, the solution here is to approach these business owners with a system that allows them to run paid advertising continuously on a daily basis. It's not DMing people, so running paid ads continuously, breaking even, and bringing people into their world. So you've got your automatic value nurture for prospects, your email sequences, your SMS and such. You've got a call booking funnel for warm leads, and you've got a cycle of warm leads building 24/7. It never stops. They're always generating new buyer leads, not just any old leads, but buyer leads. So how do we implement this system? Well, we're going to use a hybrid funnel here. So this means we're going to implement a hybrid of a simplified ladder funnel and a back-end call booking funnel. Now I say simplified because typically with a ladder funnel, I've got the monthly recurring revenue product in the middle. I'm going to strip that out. I'm going to replace it with a one-time purchase, usually about $97, run about there. One-time purchase, simply to help the ads break even. Because my goal isn't to build the monthly recurring revenue here. My goal is to bring in buyers to book them in for high ticket sales calls. So I'm going to make the intro product, the order bump, and the one-time product exceptional. So they have a fantastic experience. I'm going to run my paid ads so the funnel breaks even, brings in buyer leads all day long, breaking my ad spend even. And then I'm going to use automations to ascend that person on the back end into a booked call for a high ticket product using the call booking funnel. So the yin and yang a little bit, right? They come and go. Both of these funnels work really well together. Then you've got your break even ads. Of course, we can aggressively bring in more and more buyers every single day because we get the ad spend back on a daily basis, and then we book them in for sales calls. Normally, for a system like this, I'm charging between $7,500 to $10,000 for implementation. And if I can leave it there if I want to, just do the implementation. Or if I want to, an ongoing relationship, I can have a commission arrangement on any deals closed, which is very lucrative to do. And that is implementing the break-even engineered system within a high-ticket sales environment. This works really well and is music to a high-ticket business owner's ears because they don't have to DM people anymore. They don't have to do any of that stuff. They get prospects coming to them, which is a much better prospect, much higher close rates, much higher success rate with the products. It's music to their ears. Now, the final opportunity here is to take a stake and implement with creators. You see this, Alex Hormozi advertising it quite a lot to partner with creators and such. Well, we do a little differently here. This approach is a bit different from working with the creator to create the community, right? Instead, we want to focus on, or have the creator focus entirely on delivering value while you take care of the sales component, right? We're going to take a 40% cut of the sales. The creator makes 60% for the fulfillment, so actually delivering the product. And on top of that, the brand they bring as well. The creator covers the ad cost. So you and I, we're not covering the ad cost. The creator's covering that, and we run everything else. A few benefits to this model. You get access to your high-end clients with this structure. So the reason this happens is because the high-end clients like those types of arrangements, right, where they're performance based. Now, that's music to your ears. Now, the reason for that is because if they're a high-end client, even if they're doing 50K per month or so, if not more, they have their systems dialed in, right? The product delivers, they've probably got good relationships with their clients. It's a solid offer. The offer obviously converts at that point as well. This means you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can go straight in there with these systems and say, look, you've got the audience, you've probably got a list we can retarget as well, you've probably got an email list too. We can take the whole thing and drive your sales forwards. So you get off to a much faster start because you're not having to prove an offer works. It's already proven. So that works really, really well. It also gives you access to long-term relationships with these clients. So over time, as their business grows, your cut grows and grows and grows and grows, and it becomes a really strong relationship. But you own the system, the client owns the fulfillment side. And that's how it works. You own part, they own part. This method works really, really well consistently because you can diversify as well. You can have a few different offers, just like I was saying earlier. You could have a dating offer, you could have a lead gen offer, a Forex offer, anything, any fitness offer, whatever it may be. You can be in all these different pools, meaning when they boom, like January, fitness and business is going to boom, you ride that wave. In the summer, maybe travel and such, booms, you ride that wave. So you can actually ride the waves of momentum at all times. Think about trend hopping, except you're always on a trend because you have engineered it that way. That's the magic. It's a beautiful scenario when this happens. You also have the competitive edge because I mentioned earlier that Alex Hormozi and such are promoting this sort of structure, but the reality is most of the people who will try that are looking for an easy way out, right? They don't really know how to do it. They just think, well, if I do this, if I get that relationship, I don't have to do any of the creation. I can just run that, but they don't know how to run that. The difference is if you watch the videos on my channel, you will see the ladder funnel structures, you'll see the call booking funnel structures. This is how you deliver. This is how you drive that business forwards. So you have a big advantage because you are privy to this information. You understand it. It's there. You can learn it. You can spend the time to master it. That's the difference. So you have a big competitive advantage because you know what to do based on these videos. Now, these offers are the three hottest offers: Skool and digital products, high ticket sales with a break-even mechanics, and taking stake and implementing. This is what I've been doing. This is what I am doing. These are powerful tools that can drive big, big results in your business in Q4 2024. The key to success lies in learning and mastering these systems. Lots of people are going to try based on the Skool promotion and such to do that and drive sales. Having a concrete strategy in place is going to be your competitive advantage. And all you have to do is master the call booking funnel and the ladder funnel. If you do this, then you're off to a flyer. You've got the information that you need. You've got everything that you need. And you can do really, really well, really, really quickly. If you like this type of content, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting a lot more of it. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment down below and I'll answer your question and help you out. Thanks for watching.